Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Donsters Taste Challenge. We have two blended Irish whiskeys, Irish blended whiskeys. This is Bushmills. This is the original Bushmills, the white label. So Bushmills says since 1608. Well, that's a little bit up, but they have had distilling licensed in that area since 1608. But the Bushmills brand goes back to 1783. All right, and you can look at old newspaper and magazine advertisements that show 1783, the first time Bushmills was sold. And this particular recipe goes back to before Prohibition. All right, so it's like about 100 years old. Good morning to you, Craig. Craig Swinson says good morning. So this is saying age at least age a minimum of 3 years, but the website, I just looked at it, put a link below, says it is aged 5 years in ex-bourbon barrels and ex-sherry barrels. All right, so ex-bourbon, ex-sherry barrel. Give it an interesting flavor. Now here's Kavanagh. And you'll see some bottles say Kavanagh's, apostrophe S. I don't know why they got different. Even on the back of the bottle here it says Kavanagh's. But this is Kavanagh. No age statement, although Total Wine says it's aged 4 years. I don't know where they got that information from. It's probably accurate, but anyway. This was introduced in 2014, only 8 years ago at the time of this recording, and it is produced by Teeling Distillery, Teeling in the Irish Republic. So we got Northern Ireland, the United Kingdom, so the British territory of Northern Ireland versus the Irish Republic, which has their own president. So the Irish president, whoever that is right now, versus King Charles III. All right, anyway. And the Yahoo News was showing King Charles sitting by this, at a desk, sitting next to this red box, pulling documents out of a red box. This red box, they velvet covered, they have to always go through that because it's all these official papers, documents. Top secret documents in some cases. I don't know if he's going to have the patience to sit at a desk for hours going through documents. Now, Queen Elizabeth, his mother, she liked to do it. It's just some people are like that. They like doing tedious paperwork. I don't know why, but they do. And they go through, like, going through documents and say questions about it. Oh, writing back to the secretary, what is this saying here? Could you just explain? You know, and that kind of stuff. He's probably, I don't know if he's going to have that kind of personality, but I don't know him. Dawn Busters, says Burley Sullivan. You. Okay. The Bushmills is very, very light. It's straw color, and I don't think they're adding any color into it because it's so light already, and it's aged 5 years. It's going to take on some color, you know. Now, this one, if it's aged 4 years, like the unofficial information from Total Wine, yeah, it'd probably be that dark, and that's not dark. This is really just gold. So neither one of these got a lot of color to them, leading me to believe they're not adding any caramel color. But I have no way of knowing that. I'm just guessing by the appearance. Okay. Both 80 proof. One is a very old brand, one of the top selling Irish brands, and the other one is sort of a outlier, unknown, a brand of a certain unknown origin. But we know it's from Teeling. How did I find that out if Teeling doesn't have it on their website? Research, folks. Research. Check the trademark data, and the trademark was first used in 2014. They had the exact date when it was first used in commerce, but I don't remember. It's 2014. Burn space says too dark. Too dark what? All right. What is my record so far? Is it 3 and 5? I can find out real quick. If that fan is making noise and bothering you, let me know. It kind of goes. I'm sipping on my Woodford Double Oak. That's a good one. Woodford Reserve Double Oak. My friend David got the most awesomest deal in the world on it at Savannah Discount, and I didn't buy it, but so much bourbon backstock. But he did, and I was like, oh man, nobody will ever get 750 milliliters of this for that price. But he said, you want to try it? And I did. We did a review, and I was like, man, this stuff is really good. Let's see. I'm gonna find out right now what my record is because I want to keep up with this. I think it's 3 and 5 because I was saying if I got these 3 right, I'll finish with a winning record, 6 and 5. 6 wins, 5 losses, but I'm not quite sure. I wouldn't be thrilled with that record, but you know, it's better to be in 5 wins and 6 losses, right? Right. Okay. Come on, come on. I think there's some kind of internet problems today. Not on my end, on somebody else's end. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Two and 4. That's what it is. I have 1 bottle of Bushmills 16-year-old. Oh, wow. Yeah, so I can finish 5 and 4. That's what it is. 2 and 4, and I can finish 5 and 4. So 9. That means I got 10 bottles, 10 Irish whiskeys, 1 versus the other 9. It's building, you know. But by the time I get it built up, it's gonna die down because I'm gonna have drunk all the other one. You know, they'll be dissipated by it being sipped away. But it's just so-so, I think. Oh, only so-so? I bet the price wasn't too low. Okay. This smells creamy. Oak, yeah. You say, is it sherry or is it bourbon? I can't tell. Yeah, it smells nice. Mild, musty, like musty, funky monkey. Of course, no peat, no smoke or anything like that. Oh, this has a richer nose. Same general principle over here, but I think I'm picking up like a wine barrel. No, I'm not kidding about that. Yeah, huh. Well. So, appearance, well, they both look nice. One is lighter than the other, and one is lighter, one is darker. They're both not dark. That's just a personal preference issue, which one you think looks nicer. The smell, I think the one on the right has a little better aroma, but they're both good. They both smell nice. So it's not like, oh, this one smells terrible. No. One is good and one is really good in the nose. Okay, taste Chaz. Cheers. Oh, cream. I said vanilla cream. And I was saying that about the Kavanagh. I had like this vanilla cream, like this vanilla sugar cream frosting type thing, or like the filling in the Cadbury eggs. You know, it's like a crystallized semi-solid thing, like a paste. Yeah, that's what it's like, a paste. Oh yeah, it tastes really good. Okay, wow. Let's go with the taste over here. A lot of oak. Now, I didn't even read the descriptions on the website because they got so much. They have so many like descriptors that I can't even pick up. They're talking about honey and, you know, forest trees and sky blue waters and amber waves of grain and all of this in the flavor. And I'm like, I can never pick up all of that. I don't understand what they're talking about. So I just try to keep it simple. People say that's good because you simple. I'm not simple. I can name every country in Africa. Okay. Can you? All right. That's definitely got some sherry notes, like a dry sherry. Mm-hmm. But which one's better? Now price point. Jameson. Bushmills. You see, that's your top three brands: Jameson, Bushmills, and Patty's. Jameson, Bushmills, Patty's, in whatever order. Well, you know Jameson's in number one. You know Jameson's number one. You know that. I know that. The American people know that. Number two is, I don't know. Is it Patty? Is it Bushmills? I don't know. It ain't Kavanagh. We know that. Bushmills original white label is going to cost you about $24. Kavanagh, I got it for $17.99. Now the price jumped up to $19.99 on Total Wine and More. What do you expect? You print a lot of money. What happens to the value of it? It goes up? No. Scientific analysis, the scientific method, if you use that application to study monetary policy, it would instruct you that the value of the money would drop, and therefore the price of all the products would go up. It's not that the products cost more or they're more valuable now. It's that the value of what you're using to buy them has dropped. And it's very questionable that our currency has any real value anyway. It's fiat money. So it's a very tenuous situation. Okay. When they used to use commodity money, meaning it was backed up by gold bullion cubes, you can make soup with them or use it for money. But in all seriousness, folks, no, when they backed up the money with gold, there was no price changes really, basically from 1801 to 1901. So if you had bought a rifle in 1801, let's say it was a nice quality rifle, Winchester, for $11. If you'd have bought that same rifle in 1901, it'd have been about $11 and maybe 5 cents, $11.10. But in 2001, it'd have been $311. You say, well, the rifle is so much more expensive now. No, the rifle is about the same quality and the same price. It takes so much more of these worthless dollars to buy it. And that's what people can't grasp. It's very hard for them to understand that. Because remember, in 1901, you could take that $10 and exchange it for silver. I think it was a $20 bill you needed to get gold, $20 note, not a bill, a note to get gold. 20 got, did they have $10 gold pieces? I don't think so. They might have. $20. But of course, now in 1901, $20 was like $200 today or something like that. Because gold keeps its value. It's actually valuable on its own merit, not valuable on a theoretical basis. It has actual use. A dollar doesn't have any actual value because it's linen and other plastic and paper and whatnot. I like the Kavanagh. Okay, let's look at the comments. As usual, you are correct. Thank you. I try to be accurate. Kavanagh, Cavalon, I made a mistake. Well, we all make mistakes. It could be just on accident. You don't intend to do it. You just make a mistake. You didn't say, oh, I'm going to make this mistake. That's not the same as a sin. Now you say, well, a sin is a mistake. It's a mistake, but it's different because you know it's wrong and you say, I'm going to do it anyway. And that's a much more serious problem. You see. 104.2 proof. That's too high for me, but I'm not a high proof guy. I just don't, I'd rather 80 proof, 90 tops. So it's a personal preference issue. You know, some people are very almost like obsessed with those type of things. Like they'll say, well, I drink 100 proof. If it's not at least 100 proof, I don't like it, which is fine. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. But then they'll convert it into, and if you don't do that, something's wrong with you. No, wait. Now there's a breakdown in logic, you see. And I think the problem is, I don't know if schools don't teach it correctly these days. They don't really teach the difference between opinions and facts. So you have a lot of people growing up, they're not particularly aware of reality. It's an important point. Not particularly aware of reality. They're aware of things within reality, but they're not aware of reality. So it's almost like they're living in a dream state. It's almost like their life, it's like their lives are a movie, and a Stanley Kubrick movie, in fact. So many people these days, their lives are like a Stanley Kubrick movie, but they're not a movie. That's the problem. It's not a movie. Cheers, says DJ Beacon. Cheers to you. All right, so we want to deal in reality, and I've tried to tell people that. I said I try to deal in reality here, which offends some people. Why is that? Why would they be offended by reality? Because they live in the movie. They don't have an ability to look at things in an abstract manner. And that's a real problem if you cannot look at things in an abstract manner. Or discuss things in an abstract manner. Or have an analytical approach to things. And if you only can think in a linear manner, if you can only engage in linear thinking, it's going to be a problem. Okay, for a few bucks more, I love the Black Bush. Cheers. Oh, yeah. We're going to do that tomorrow. That's the plan. And Blackbush will just annihilate it. You know, Kavanagh is nice. I like Kavanagh. I'm glad I bought it. $17.99. Great deal. But against Blackbush, there's no hope. There's no chance. But Blackbush is $30 if you get a good deal. You would hope it's going to be better for $12 more a bottle. That doesn't always work out. Now, you know how many times you could take two whiskeys or two rums. One is $12 more in the store, but it's not even 12 cents better. And that's when you start getting irked, irritated, exasperated, and so forth. All right. Well, I think this is Kavanagh, and I'm unanimous in that. And it is. Ha ha. Now, why did I get it right? Because I'm such a great reviewer. That's true. I paid myself to say that, though. I was bought off by myself. I bought my own self off. I bribed myself. You say, what? Amy Winehouse cheated herself like you knew that she would. That's true. But that's not really part of this conversation. All right. Kavanagh is very nice, but relative, can't even speak. In a comparative sense to Bushmills is not complex. You know, and on its own merits, it has complexity. Like if you drink it in isolation, you say, oh, this has a lot of complexity, like the vanilla cream I said, and those kind of things. But when you go up against Bushmills, it tastes flat, or it tastes simplistic. It's not simplistic. It is not simplistic. But in a relative sense, it's simplistic, relative to like Bushmills. So Bushmills is more developed. It's more developed. And now I got a cat calling me at the door. I think it was a bad idea to teach this cat to ring the doorbell. But it was better than her tearing holes in the screen door. And the screen door is damaged again. But it's a pain in the butt to replace that. It takes an hour. I might just leave it with the little claw marks. It's so irritating. Are these animals? Okay, let me go answer the door. All right. Come on. I heard you. All right, so that's it. So no use dragging it out unless you want to eat food. All right, no use dragging it out. So Kavanagh is very nice. If you don't ever buy it, it's not like, oh, you never experienced Kavanagh. How can you go forth in the whiskey experience? Yeah, you could skip it and it wouldn't be that big of it wouldn't be a tragedy. But I'm glad I tried it, and I'm glad I am trying it because it is nice. Bushmills, well, you got to have that. Okay, that's not an option. Come on. Oh, you're stretching, huh? Yeah, stretch. Come on. Do it. So, but Bushmills, you got to have Bushmills. If you're gonna say, well, I've tried Irish whiskey, Bushmills, Jameson, Patty, yeah, you have to try it. It's required. Okay. And the Sexton, which I'm planning to get. That's a newer one, but it's all malt. I'm planning to try. All right. The Black Bush is so good. Hit the like button, says Craig. I agree with y'all. Hit the like button if you like it. All right. So Orangey, you got anything to say? I would appreciate it if you don't bite me anymore, because that's really not what I'm looking for. The kitty loves you, don't you? Special. I feel special because I'm the only human being that she'll interact with. But that's just through training. And I don't feel special when she bites me, like biting me on my leg. Or she wanted to go outside earlier. She can't say, I want to go outside. So she started acting restless and biting me on my stomach. I said, wait a minute, hold on. But I realized, I said, you're going out. But she wanted to go out. You know, so I like Connemara. I'd like to try Connemara. Wow, cute cat, says Burnspay. Thank you. Haha. All right. Anyway, so the winner is Bushmills, as we all expected, anyhow. Like Spanky would say, anyhow. Bushmills Black, pretty obvious. It's not going to lose. And then the Bushmills Red Bush. That'll be a little tougher, but it's going to win. So what I was at 2-4. Now it's 3-4. Yeah, 3 wins, 4 losses. And why was I doing so bad earlier? You say, well, you were bad and now you're good at doing it. No, it isn't that. It's because the other ones I did, they're kind of ordinary. So they just were like ordinary, like Kavanagh. Ordinary in their own little limited complexity, if you understand what I'm saying. So I was worried that was going to happen. And it did happen. So 3-4. After tomorrow, it should be 4-4, and then we'll close out Monday with 5-4. 5 wins, 4 losses. So I think that's how it's going to wind up. And that's not really a shock. Irish whiskey tends to be very sort of usual, one to the other. He says, this bottle I tried twice. Twice. This bottle I tried twice. Well, remember what Joe Walsh said, the smoker you are, the player you drink. The smoker you are, the player you drink. We need another malt liquor project 2022. Yeah, well, I need to find another malt liquor because it's all the same old stuff around here. Malt liquor, always malt liquor.